How did Patrick Graham slow down Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs passing attack? Let's dive into it right here. We are going to have a 3-by-1 set from the Kansas City Chiefs. Pre-snap, too high look from the New York Football Giants. The Chiefs end up moving the number 2 wide receiver to the number 3 spot. It's going to shift the coverage a little bit more inside. But what the Giants are going to do post-snap here is they're going to rotate Xavier McKinney to a single high. It's going to be a cover 3 skate type of look. You're going to have man coverage, outside leverage on Travis Kelce. He's going to rotate down and take away anything from Travis Kelce breaking inward. Tay Crowder is going to pay attention to Darrell Williams. But down to the trips, the 3 receiver side, we're going to get something a little bit different. It's going to be zone match principles. Adoree Jackson right here is going to take the vertical from the number 1 or the number 2 receiver. Aaron Robinson is tasked to cover the flat, which is a little bit problematic with both of these routes heading in that direction. And then James Bradberry is the player that the Chiefs want to put in a conflict, because what the Chiefs are going to do is they're just going to run a quick hitch here, then they're going to pivot route here, and then a deep dig here. Knowing that the Giants are more than likely in a zone principled type of look here, that means Adoree Jackson, who's off here, is going to have to cover Tyreek Hill on the deep dig. Xavier McKinney is going to back off to the center field position, so there should be this wide open area for Tyreek Hill to operate. We've seen this mistake, I guess you could say, happen throughout the year in Patrick Graham defenses, but James Bradberry plays this fantastically, doesn't bite on this little whip pivot type of route, and gets into the throwing window. Let's watch real quick. See the pivot go. James Bradberry, eyes directly on Patrick Mahomes. Stays in the throwing window, sinks, knocks the ball down, almost comes away with a great interception here. This is a great individual play by James Bradberry. It's a great scheme by Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy here, because, look, you can see Adoree Jackson sees the vertical. He knows he has to close on this. Xavier McKinney sees it, but there's no way he can get there. You have Travis Kelce double-teamed here. Then you have Tay Crowder taking man coverage on the running back in the flat. Aaron Robinson is in conflict. You're going to have 2 defenders heading in this direction, and James Bradberry also knows that he has this middle hook right here, and that Patrick Mahomes' eyes are not on this pivot route. It was all a diversion. It was a ruse, as they would say in Archer. Knocks the ball down. Love to see it. Chiefs are going to use Mecole Hardman on this quick little orbit motion and use him as a fast 3 to this 2 wide receiver side, and that is going to shift Darnay Holmes off of Tyreek Hill and put that burden on Xavier McKinney. Right here, the Giants look like they could be in a cover 6, quarter, possibly half type of defense. It's not exactly what they do, but we have man coverage, Meg, from James Bradberry on Travis Kelce here. You're going to have Tay Crowder to this side, take Darrell Williams, and then this safety right here, I believe that's Logan Ryan, is also going to be paying attention to Travis Kelce. So a lot of emphasis put on Travis Kelce, but you're going to see how this all breaks down, because this guy ends up going into the fast 3, and I love the fact that there's no communication errors here. Both of these players shift into this direction. This is Benardrick McKinney, not Tay Crowder, as I said before, and that just leaves Tyreek Hill streaking down the field against a safety. Now, that's not something you necessarily always want, but Xavier McKinney is a very good athlete, despite the fact that he didn't test well at the combine. You can see how he's closing with, and he's staying on top of Tyreek Hill here. He doesn't take a shallow angle downward to allow himself to get beat. He takes a great angle here, something I've criticized Xavier McKinney for all season, but he stays on top of this. Adoree Jackson stays on top of this route. Travis Kelce is blanketed by James Bradberry. You have Tay Crowder as a middle hook defender, and you have Logan Ryan in this area kind of playing both of these underneath on this route, and then also over the top and outside if Travis Kelce were to go in that direction. Running back is covered. Fast 3 is covered by Darnay Holmes, and Patrick Mahomes has to flush out of the pocket here. And look, no one open. If he were to throw really wildly, which I wouldn't doubt, Patrick Mahomes, he could possibly find the running back right there. Not open, not open, not open. Just great coverage down the field. It's something the Giants did very well all game. And here we have a 3rd and 8. The Giants did this quite often throughout the game. They would align 3 players deep just beyond the sticks and then do something funky with them, either drop one down into a robber type of role, a Tampa 2 robber type of role. But here they're going to play deep half, and Xavier McKinney is tasked to take the number 3 that goes vertical here, or even if they take a drag route, that's his role. And it's Tyreek Hill who ends up executing that for the Chiefs. Let's roll it real quick. And you'll see, he drops down, squares up right there. Tyreek Hill tries giving him a little shimmy. He just attaches to him. And then on the back side of the play, which we'll see here, who again? James Bradberry, manned directly on top of Travis Kelce, jams him, rides him all the way up the red line. Throw can't get there. He's just being harassed this entire time. You have the two deep safety there. You have Tay Crowder taking the running back in man coverage. And then down at this side of the screen, you have the deep half. Then you have covered. So you have 3 on these 2. And you're trusting Xavier McKinney on the number 3 receiver here, who was Tyreek Hill. But you also had help from Logan Ryan if Patrick Mahomes looked in that direction. But since Patrick Mahomes' eyes went to Travis Kelce, Logan Ryan went in that direction as well. But this is, again, more great coverage from the New York Giants to force a punt. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs try to dial up a deep shot against this New York Giants defense. Giants are out here in a quarters type of look. They have 4 guys deep. It was a common look that the Giants employed against this Kansas City Chiefs team. I think the linebackers do a solid job not biting too aggressively, but essentially you're just going to get 2 deep shots here. And Tyreek Hill runs an interesting route. It's not necessarily a poco route, a post corner, but his stem is significantly inward leading towards the middle of the field, and then he breaks back outward. And this could have been dangerous against his coverage if it wasn't for Adoree Jackson maintaining his leverage and protecting the outside. Let's roll it. It's a great individual play from Adoree Jackson, as you can see right here from 22. Because Xavier McKinney ends up going and helping Logan Ryan, who's playing a trap type of coverage look here. He wants to drop to the robber roll just in case this receiver ends up running a deep dig or a deep post or something like that. He wants to undercut that and come away with the turnover. But as Logan Ryan does that, Xavier McKinney has to also cover his ass a little bit here. So you can see Xavier McKinney is running in this direction. And if Adoree Jackson decided to close with here and then Tyreek Hill hit that, it could have really caused some problems for the Giants, but he maintained that leverage, got underneath it, and there was nowhere for Patrick Mahomes to throw the football, so he just rushed for about 11 yards or whatever it was. Let's roll through it one more time. Go to the play action. Logan Ryan also could be biting up because of the play action and not just because he wants to rob this route. And that's another reason why Xavier McKinney is also heading in that direction. But Adoree Jackson maintains the necessary leverage to not allow Tyreek Hill to get the best of him there. Chiefs go empty here, and the Giants are going to drop 8. Going to send him deep. Travis Kelce on a pivot. You're going to get a little underneath spot type of route from Tyreek Hill. And then a deep over here. Try to take advantage of the Giants' coverage. You're going to have man coverage down on the 2 receiver side and more of a zone match here up top. But I love how there's another trap built in here. You can see it right here from Logan Ryan. Logan Ryan is hoping that one of these 2 routes breaks over the middle of the field, and you can see what he's about to do, how he shoots down aggressively to try to undercut that. And he would have undercut Byron Pringle's route right here. And you have 3 deep right here. This one's playing man technique, got more of his own technique, and then you have the center field guy. Patrick Mahomes gets flushed out, throws the football, ends up getting dropped, and I believe this was a holding penalty as well. Watch it one more time. Logan Ryan's baiting, man. He's baiting, waiting. Reading Patrick Mahomes' eyes. Gets into that throwing lane if Mahomes ended up throwing the football. And once again, things are covered up here. Now, he ends up kind of breaking open a little bit, but you have 2 defenders here. Patrick Mahomes, he's looking at Travis Kelce, and that's a mismatch you want to exploit on Benardrick McKinney. Another good play by the New York Giants. Here we have 2 high coverage pre-snap, rotating down to a more cover 3 type of look, and the Chiefs try getting Tyreek Hill on a double move here against this defender. It just doesn't work. It's played very well. You can see how Tyreek Hill tries to act like he's going to the flat. It's excellent hip maneuverability there by Adoree Jackson, man. The entire rep, Adoree Jackson is doing an excellent job. He's just all over. This is such a good play by Adoree Jackson here to handle this. Watch. Going to the flat. Hips disciplined, angled towards Tyreek Hill and not totally flipped to the flat. Watch how he pivots. Seamless transition. Pivots again. Right on that upfield hip. Pivots again. Feels him throughout the entire route. That's great technique right there by Adoree Jackson. And on the other side of the field, we have James Bradberry latching on to Robinson here, and you have a center field safety as well, so he wants to shade him towards the inside. You have 3 defenders covering this one receiving option, and then you have the running back being covered by Benardrick McKinney. Patrick Mahomes trying to make some gold out of nothing here, and then Tyreek Hill complaining to the ref, but that was just great technique, so I don't really know what the heck he's talking about. Before we get out of here, I wanted to kind of go over one play by the New York Giants offensive play that literally could have won the Giants this game if it wasn't for a holding penalty, a defensive hold on Charvarius Ward. The Chiefs came out in press man quite often. They were in man coverage, I think, over 30% of the time, which is a high amount. You have Juan Thornhill here, who's going to be the deep center field safety. So you have basically cover one. The Giants have a tight end here. They have Devontae Booker here. This is Kyle Rudolph, and they're going to have both of them in protection. So they have a 7-man protection. And I want everyone to look at Daniel Jones's eyes and how he absolutely manipulates the heck out of Juan Thornhill here, because we're going to get streak here that's going to prompt Thornhill to drop in that direction because of Jones's eyes. But what we get down here is just an excellent play call by Jason Garrett, because you have both of them up in press alignment, right? So you're just going to have Kadarius Toney release out to the flat, and as that happens, a little switch type of release, Darius Slayton's going to go underneath his flat route and just head right upfield. And it's going to create enough traffic to not allow Ward to take the correct angle to get to the upfield shoulder of Darius Slayton, providing Slayton all the leverage he needs to win vertically here. But the hold, which only ends up being 5 yards, really, I think, prevents a touchdown and possibly a win. Let's roll it. There's not a lot of, there's no contact here. You can't call the penalty, but looking at this play, Slayton is about to head in this direction. Ward needs to get over here. He can't. He has to take this flat angle towards Darius Slayton. And then there's the hold. And they can't connect because the timing is thrown off. But look at Daniel Jones' eyes, too. He is eyeing down Colin Johnson. Then watch the safety. I got to get over there. Hips totally flipped. Darius Slayton running free. I think this is a touchdown if there's not a hold there, or at least a huge play, and the Giants could end up winning this game, which is disappointing. We'll watch it one more time. This is just well designed by Jason Garrett. We bash Jason Garrett a lot. I think a lot of it is very warranted, but credit where credit's due. Too bad the Giants couldn't connect here. And that's my little defensive breakdown. I am Nick Falato, and obviously this one offensive play as well. I thought it was a good play to kind of go over. Please, everyone, head to Big Blue View. Check us out. We have a lot of great content coming out about the NFL, fantasy football, and, of course, your beloved New York Football Giants. Take care.